not so stable. Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming. We are very excited to welcome Scotty Bowers here tonight. Woo! And Lionel Friedberg, who they've co-authored this delectable book called Full Service: My Adventures in Hollywood and the Secret Sex Lives of the Stars. We're gonna do this pretty casually and just sort of start out how they came together writing this book, and then we're gonna open up the floor for questions. So without further ado, Scotty Bowers and Lionel Friedberg.
No, you stay where you are. Tell them how we got started, how it all began.
We saw each other numerous times at one particular house, a lady called Joan Allen, and we met.
Can everybody hear?
No.
Oh, wow. Speak up.
Louder, Scotty.
How we met. Lionel and I met at a lady's house who gave many parties, and every time we were there, we talked, and this is over a period of a long time. And he was interested in what I had to say, or do, or have done. So eventually we did the book.
Yeah, well, you know, when I first met Scotty, obviously this was an incredible guy, an amazing individual. There was no doubt about that. Here he was, handing out drinks, picking up plates, doing everything at this dinner party. And at the end of it, I said to him, "Scotty, how long have you been doing this?" And he said, "A long time." And I said, "For how long?" And he said, "You know, like 40, 50 years." And I said, "Wow. You know, what brought you to doing this?" And suddenly he opened up, and there was little tiny sprinkles of what was to come. And I thought, wow, that's incredible. Tell me more. Well, we didn't see each other for another couple of months at another dinner party, and then I, you know, cornered him in the corner again, and I said, "Tell me more." And he started to open up, and it was just this incredible, amazing story. How could you not be fascinated? And after a while, we got together, and we really started to speak about things. And I said to him, "Why don't you write this down? You've got to tell your life to the world." And he said, "Well, you know, my friend Tennessee once told me that." And Tennessee who? Well, Williams, of course, you know. on, and Dominic Dunn, and then there were other guys, right? Many of them who wanted you to write your story. And eventually we decided, well, let's just sit down with a tape deck and see if we can do something with this. And that's what we did. Scotty and I had about maybe 20 sessions at my house, and I would just pin a little mic onto his lapel, and he would talk and not stop for hours, and never repeated himself unless he wanted to. Unless I asked him something again, and he would always say the same thing. I tried to find out whether, you know, this guy's memory was as good as he claimed it to be, and there was no question about it. He always told me the same thing twice. I thought, he's not bullshitting me at all. We've got to get this done, and that's really how this all began. And we just talked, and then I transcribed, and we wrote this book, and he checked the manuscript every now and again, and that's how it all began. Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your early days, when you first arrived in this town? Why don't you tell folks here how it all really started?
You have that in the book, don't you? It all got started just when World War II was over. And the town was building up rapidly, and the studios were getting back in operation. And what I did was just one of those things. It wasn't planned, it just happened. That was it.
Now, you arrived here at, what was it, 1946, 45?
45. Late 45.
Yeah. What was Hollywood like at that time?
Like a small town, more or less.
Yeah.
Less traffic. Less people.
And you got to know the town pretty well.
Yes.
Very quickly. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the town is the same, only not as crowded. I mean, it wasn't as crowded then, but it's basically the same town, the same streets. few things have been added, such as big buildings, tall buildings. Don't forget the tallest building here in this area was Sunset Towers. And the City Hall downtown was probably the tallest building downtown. What else do you want?
Well, I think we should open it to the floor. But I'm sure you all have a million questions for Scotty.
Yeah,
So,
there
why don't we hand it to the floor? Anything you want to know, just go ahead and fire away.
It's a very provocative book. I'm wondering nowadays, I'm in this mental health field, people sometimes there's a thing called sex addiction.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you ever felt driven by your sexuality. That's one question I have.
No.
There you go.
That's it, though. Oh, no. It's just one of those things.
I have another question. You're very clear in the book, and you state this several times, that you never accepted money for pimping, what we would call pimping.
That's right.
But you acknowledge that you accepted money for sex.
Right.
I'm curious as to, you were struggling, you get paid to do handyman work, and you would sometimes transport the young people to their clients, and you didn't receive any financial compensation, or was it kind of like you got gifts once in a while, or something must have, it had to be very time consuming to maintain the Black Book and all these people, so what was in it for you, besides the monetary part, or was there some monetary compensation too?
Well, occasionally what you call big users, someone who saw several people a week, might give me something extra to bring people to them or send people to them. You know what a big user is?
I think.
Yeah. Someone who sees several people, several different people a week.
Was there a emotional pleasure for you besides the stated one, which is that you liked to see people have a good time? Do you get are you excited to be in the presence of stars, and have you always been starstruck, or was that incidental to you?
No, because 90% of the people were not stars. 90% of the people I dealt with and was with were just plain, everyday people. What's in the book is just the names.
Okay.
But I would say 90% of the people were not known at all. They were just nice people.
I was lucky enough in 1958 to have a 6-month run with Rock Hudson. You brought out some facts in the book. They were all correct, but some of them were positioned. They weren't sequential like I remember it. When I met him in '58, he didn't have any money at all because Phil Skates Hudson had taken everything in the divorce.
Well, yes and no. That divorce was arranged, and he didn't really give her any money to speak of at all, because don't forget, Phyllis was gay and he was gay, and therefore it was prearranged by Henry Wilson.
Oh yeah,
to get into the movie magazines.
That's what stopped us. He tried to arrange me. I mean, I do have several places in the book. I thought it must be purposeful. You change things just a little bit. Like it's not Outlook Mountain, it's Lookout Mountain. Was that just an error, or was there a reason for kind of camouflaging?
It probably was an error, because Lookout Mountain is the name of the street, and to say it in reverse can, many people do things in reverse, you know that. But getting to rock again.
The microphone is not working well.
Yeah, hold it in front of your face. Hold it like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold it up for me. If Rock had not died of AIDS, he would have died of smoking. Don't forget, Rock was smoking at least 5-6 packs of cigarettes a day. Every bit of that. In a period of time, he could be with you and talking to you to go through a whole pack of cigarettes, lighting one from the other, using one match. So he'd have been dead from cigarettes.
And a full fifth of scotch every day,
That's right.
too, I can
Every
tell
day.
you.
He and Tom drank a full fifth each. You're right.
One thing I wanted to say, I wrote a book several years back called Open Secret Gay Hollywood. And in researching the book, I went through George Cukor's files at the Motion Picture Academy, and you, Scotty, are given copious mention in many of the letters. So I'm just here to tell you that this book is absolutely true.
Well, thank you.
Right.
Yes, George and I were good friends from, I remember I met George in 1947 when he just bought a new 1947 Dodge, and he was at Paramount, and he'd come in my gas station every day for $1 worth of gas. That was 4 gallons for $1.
Oh, wow.
25 cents a gallon.
Jesus.
And I put it in too, and checked your oil, your battery, your oil, and your windshield.
Full service. Full service.